Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Coach Tiffany Para with Mupo Entertainment. We are on Girl Powerhouse, where we celebrate those women around the world who are showing up and showing out and really showing us how to really step into that power and purpose. So today I have an amazing young woman joining me. Let me go ahead and just bring her on in.
Hello.
How you doing, Miss?
I'm great. How are you?
I am fantastic. Oh my goodness. I am just so excited to just sit down with you today and just talk about just you and just how much just of a girl powerhouse that you are. We've shared some thoughts
Thank
and
you.
some communication, and I just really just think you're a rock star. So please share with our audience just who you are, where you're from, and just a little bit about your story. And we're going to go ahead and get on into this.
Well, first, thank you for having me. I appreciate the invitation. That's an honor. And my name is Keila Brintley, known as Keila B. And I am one of the co-hosts for All the Way There podcast, but I am also the founder. I have one beautiful daughter. That'll be 21 in a couple of months. So I'm a little freaking out about that, but you know how that is. And then I'm a co-author in a book where I wrote my chapter on the art of forgiveness. And I'm just a natural everyday mom, a 9 to 5 woman, and trying to run my own business in the background. That's who I am.
Love it, love it. Well, look, the art of forgiveness. Look, we gonna have to talk about that real
Yeah.
quick. That is, I mean, that is huge. That art of forgiveness, and we all need to learn to master that, right? But when you
Yes.
think about the art of forgiveness, it's are you? A lot of people have a problem because they're like, "Oh, I'm forgiving it for them." No, you're really forgiving for yourself, so you can let
It's
it go, right?
it's for you because at the reality of it is a lot of people move on and sometimes don't even know that you're mad at them. So you're over here feeling some kind of way. So you need to get all of that negative energy up out of you so you can move forward, you know?
Yes. Yes. You're gonna stay stagnant if you don't, right? I
You
mean,
got
come
that right. You mad and everybody else living their best life. You
on,
know?
right? Well, let's talk
Definitely.
about this girl powerhouse movement because again, you know me. I am that queen girl powerhouse. And when I'm out there, talking to women, I am always looking for those other girl powerhouses, those ones that are just rocking
Yes.
there, just like yourself. I mean, I watch you on your show. You are just so inspirational, so much personality, and I just love watching you. So just tell me,
Thank you.
when was that defining moment for you? Because we go through all these different trials and tribulations in
Ooh
life,
wee.
and then we get to that moment where we just like step into just that power and purpose, right? So when was that defining moment for you where you just like stepped into just greatness?
You know, it's so funny because when you are like in your 20s and you got it, you hot, you still like, but then you realize that even in your 20s, even though physically you were that, you you really didn't have the core of I'm really all that. It was still like a little bit of uncertainty, right? Then you get
Yeah.
into your 30s and you like, okay, I'm a little older, a little too old to get away with doing what I did in my 20s, but I know a little bit of something.
Right.
But something about when you hit those 40s, when you hit those 40s, it's like, I've been through a lot, but there is nothing you can say to me. You didn't walk in my shoes.
Right.
You didn't walk, you didn't live this life. And so you own it. You just own what it is. You own who you are. And I remember this meme that I found about 10 years ago that I will repost every single year, on the same date. And it says, when did you have you ever looked back and felt some kind of way because somebody didn't want you? And then the answer was, yeah, until I realized that I was and I moved on. You know what I mean? And that's for me. Yeah, until I realized that I was that stuff. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And you don't have to leech on and grab on other people or be codependent on other
Right.
people when you realize what has been placed in each individual on this earth. Like, we're all walking this earth for a reason. And
Right.
once you realize what's for been placed into you to give to other people,
Mm-hmm.
no, you can't slow me down. I stepped into it and never looked back.
That's a game changer right there.
It
Yeah.
really is. It really is. It definitely is. So, unfortunately, I would love for women to know that feeling earlier in life, but for me it was my 40s. I went through a lot, and one day I just said, this is just it's who I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's who I am.
I love it. Love it. So what's
Thank
a
you.
message that you would share that you would give to your 21-year-old self? Let's go back to that. So now knowing everything that you know now in this journey, what's a message for her?
A message that I would tell my 21-year-old self is be like Nike and just do it.
Okay.
Like, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to step out. Don't be afraid to be an anomaly.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to the dreams that you have. Like, those dreams are what God placed in you. Don't be afraid to carry those out, and do not listen to the naysayers, because they're coming regardless.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah.
if you do good, they're coming. You do bad, they're coming. Either way, you might as well just do what you're gonna do. That's what I would tell her. Be confident in what it is you're supposed to do.
Yes, yes. And I'll share Michelle Mupo with Mupo Entertainment, the platform here that we're on. She will tell you, don't think, just do.
Exactly.
And that's what it's all
Exactly.
about. Don't think, just do.
That is the truth, because that old saying, a wash pot never boils. When you just watching and waiting and waiting and waiting, it just takes forever. But when you are just in the doing what you're supposed to be doing, it just happens.
Yeah,
It
just
just
flows,
happens.
just flows. It all falls into place. Well, we're
Yes.
going to a quick commercial break, and we will be right back with Miss
Okay.
Keila. Be right back.
I'm in the background like, hey.
Okay, me too. I just absolutely love that Mupo commercial. It has
I know.
every time.
It made me think of the Just Dance, like, when you dancing with the Wii game. That was funny. Right?
I'm over here going,
I know. I like that commercial.
it's absolutely amazing. Well, this is Girl Powerhouse on Mufo Entertainment. If you have not downloaded the app, download it on your iOS or your Android device, or you can go to mupoentertainment.com. You can go to the Mupo TV channel. You can see all the various TV episodes that are there. There is so much content on this platform. I tell you, there's nothing that you can't find. So we are here celebrating our Girl Powerhouse for the day, Miss
Okay.
Keila, with All the Way There podcast.
Yes, ma'am.
So we were talking about, the message to that 21-year-old self. And,
Mm-hmm.
again, it's, just don't think, just do it. And really don't worry about the naysayers, because they are
Mm-mm.
going to come. And sometimes those naysayers are going to be people that might be kind of close to you. They might be those friends that have been what you thought were those ride or dies, right?
How about that? How
Right.
about that? And if anybody have walked this life like we were talking about the other day, and you kind of start stepping into who you are, there are some people who loved you when you didn't know who you were.
Right.
And so sometimes they can't handle it.
That's
And I think I shared with you the other day that I just was floored. Like, I would hear stories, but never had any of my own to share until the last few years. And it's been shocking, to say the least.
It really is. It is. And, I realized going through this journey that, individuals come to you in a season,
Yep.
it's reason for them being in your life, right? There's going to be some lessons learned. There's going to be some things that you have to take from that in order to move to that next level. And it's not to
Absolutely.
say that you don't still love the people, that kind
Hmm.
of falling by the wayside. It's just that you're on a different path for yourself. So you have
Absolutely.
to be very conscious and aware of, the circles, because those naysayers
Absolutely.
could be the ones to keep you from, that path. They can kind of
That
knock
is,
you down here and there and make you question yourself, right?
yes, that is very true. That is very true.
So who would, when you think about it, all the just amazing, girl powerhouses that are out there through the years. I mean, we got, Maya Angelou, we got, Michelle Obama, we got Oprah, we got all sorts of them out there. Who would be one that just really stands out for you, that has been really inspirational for you through your journey?
Okay, so for me, I know that everybody loves Miss Tabitha Brown. And I started watching her from the very beginning, like when she was still obviously Tabitha Brown, because that's who she is.
Yes.
But she hadn't had the platform that she had yet. We just knew her from the things that she had did in the past. I said, I gotta meet her. I want to meet her. I gotta meet Tabitha Brown because I follow her, and just some of the things that she say is just so inspirational. Like, it kind of gets you up and just take you to the next level.
Yeah.
And a girlfriend of mine surprised me with VIP tickets to meet her, and I literally almost passed out. Loved is to meet her in person and to have a personal conversation with her, to know who she is on that screen is who she is in person.
Oh my goodness.
I was about to just really like, okay, Lord, I really love you now, because sometimes people can be a little different when you meet them in person. And the
Yeah.
same spirit that you see come across that screen is who she is in person. And she has been one of my biggest inspirations. Even with just elevating my business and going to her, she's a person, like we say, I check for daily, because I want
Mhm.
to see what she got to say. But that would be my person.
Oh, I love it. And and she is one of those ones, like when I watch Tab, I'm like, look, I'm on her Tab, okay? It's like,
I know.
right, because it's like she's like your girlfriend. Like you feel like
No, really.
just sit down and just chill with her, right? And just
Yes.
know that she's that way in person as well.
She
And it
is
makes
so down to
just
earth, and yeah, it was the best conversation. I felt honored. I wrote a question and they had to pull from this drawing, and then my question got pulled. And
yeah.
so, she's like, "Who wrote this question?" And I'm like, "I did." So I just felt like the stars were on me that night.
That's right. That is so good. And it's just so awesome, the things that you can manifest when you're just in that positive, right? I mean, we go
Yes.
through the ebbs and flows of life, but when you're just on that flow, you can make anything and everything happen. And I love that you were able to manifest, meeting your
Yes.
hero,
I did. I did. Thank you.
love it. And see, one of mine is Lisa Nichols. That she's definitely one of my sheroes. Uh,
Yes.
reading The Secret. The Secret was one of my books that really helped me to get through the journey that I was going through when I was in those ashes of life. Feeling like it
Hmm.
was at the end, and trying to just figure it all out is when someone, gave me the secret, and then I got the audio book. And, when you get the audio books, you're able to hear their voices.
Yes.
Why she sound like somebody I can hang out with?
That's what I like. I like the realness. You know what I mean? Like, I like the realness. And then just a little quick thing. I remember I just shared this with you yesterday that I was off the grid and just following your page, which I think I don't even know how we connected. You might have came up as a suggested, and I probably hit the follow button. And I'm like, oh, I really like the way this lady inspires people. And I'm just following you, and so I take a screenshot because, guys, I'm hoping one day I'm going to have her on my podcast. And then we connect. And then I'm going through photos yesterday to delete some stuff. And I'm like, I forgot that I said I wanted her on my podcast. To me, those things are amazing because here we are sitting here today. I had completely forgot that I had screenshot that. And here we are. So you are a person I follow too.
Oh, I appreciate you. And, that just tells you, like, when you put it out there, and you have all intention, just that positive, that intention of this is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do.
Yep.
It's going to happen for you. I mean, that's the way that the power of the law of attraction.
It is. It really is. It really is.
And you really can't. I mean, it could be anything. I'm going on 2 international trips in 1 year. Okay, I've already been on one. I'm going on another one in a couple of weeks. And I'm like, when I got my passport, I'm like, I can't wait to get my first stamp. It'll probably be in a few years, whatever. And all of a sudden
it's now.
It is now.
It's now. I love it. I love it.
It's just amazing. Just amazing.
It is amazing.
So tell me, what's probably the most important life lesson that you have learned thus far?
Okay, so I've learned several of them because, sometimes when you dance to the beat of your own drum, you have to get your own experiences.
Yes.
But one thing that I have learned is to trust myself more, and not so much, not that I don't trust people, but to just be reminded that people are people. Yeah. And so people will disappoint. And I think sometimes people get so hung up on the disappointment and don't extend the grace that they are people. They are not infallible. You know what I mean? And so I think people get off course because now I'm so bent out of shape because this person did this to me or they said this to me this way. And so what I have learned to do is just say, okay, from the very beginning, I was kind of feeling something and I'm just going to roll with that because I know what I felt instead of trusting in the person. And it's not necessarily the person, but sometimes people, like I said, are just people. So my greatest lessons is just letting it just kind of ride off my back like water off of a duck. Yeah. And keep it moving. Because if you stay sad, mad, and disgusted, then you're going to miss out on your next roll call in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's don't miss out. Yeah. Don't miss out being stuck.
Right.
Because
you're missing out on your blessings. I mean,
yes.
We got blessings coming at us all day, every day.
Yeah.
We're open to catch it, right?
Absolutely.
Blinders on constantly. Just
yes. And you just keep it moving because the reality of it is you're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Right. And so when people do what they do, you just got to remember that I guess that's just what they did today. And I just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about how you react to it, right?
Right. I mean,
that's really it. Because if you react to it in a negative way, it's going to be a snowball effect. Now you got, okay, when this situation could have been a small situation and didn't
exactly
bother you, you just kind of keep pushing. But no, you react to it and then it's a negative thing. Now that it's like a fire. You just fueled that fire and now it's going to wind up being, this whole brush fire, right? When it could be
Exactly.
a little kindling, okay?
Yeah, and the thing about it is life is still going. So
Right.
we not gonna stay stuck on this elevator when the elevator goes to the 100th floor. And there
Yeah, right.
are over a billion people on this earth, and I refuse to just let one knock me off my square. So I'm just keep it moving.
Because they ain't being bothered by it.
No,
They might be laughing at the fact that we all uptight over it. Like,
no, that's serious. They like, ooh, I got her mad.
right, right. Don't mess
And
that.
look, and Tiffany might put a post. Oh, she mad.
Right, that part. Just to try to fuel it even more. Like,
Exactly.
jab her again. Don't let it get to you, ladies.
Don't.
Well, we're gonna cut to another quick commercial break, and we will be right back with Girl Powerhouse on Mupo TV.
Okay.
Wait, you want some more? Okay. Wait, you want some more? Okay. Okay. Wait, you want some more? Okay. Wait, you want some more? Okay.
Girl, this got the hypest commercials.
I tell you, I think at Mupo they just want to keep you moving, right? Okay.
No, really. 'Cause I'm like, I'm about to pull these earbuds out, right?
We are back. This is Girl Powerhouse on Mupo Entertainment, Mupo TV. Again, if
Yes.
you have not downloaded us, download us on your iOS or your Android device, or go to mupoentertainment.com and go under Mupo TV. So we have our Girl Powerhouse, Miss Keila Brintley, today, and we have been
Hello.
having an amazing conversation.
Yes.
So look, being a girl powerhouse, right? Stepping into that, being great, moving and grooving in life. It can be tiring, girl, and I get it.
Yes. It
So,
can be.
what does self-care look like for you?
So, self-care for me is diving into some audiobooks, sometime a really good workout, which I need to get back on because that workout can help you mentally. It clears your mind out so much.
Absolutely.
And just staying with positive things continually flowing through this here device because it's so many negative things like social media, cleaning up your news feed, all the negative people. If you don't want to delete them, hide them, because you want to constantly continue to keep that positive energy as much as you can flowing through. And that's what self-care is for me is I clean out all the negativity and I try to keep things that are going to continue to uplift me. And that's self-care for me.
Oh, I love that. Look, detox, okay?
Exactly.
Because that is so important.
It is.
Right. I mean, there's so much negative out there on the news feed.
Yep.
And then you got other people that are dealing with life themselves. And
Right.
not in that positive state. So then they're, putting all that stuff out there. And if you're if you're in that vibe and you're, going and you're flowing, right? When you just let just a little bit of that in, that could just like completely crash everything for you.
It really can. It really can. And I that when you just as you were saying that, that little image came to mind where there's that matchbook,
Yeah.
and the fire is starting, and the one match just back up to stop the fire. And sometimes that's just what you have to do.
Yes.
Back away from it.
You got to be that match,
You got to be that match.
Yeah, absolutely. So we were talking about, self-care and everything. And you mentioned, your books and liking, reading and audiobooks. What's a book out there that has really inspired you, as a good read recently?
I have a lot of books that I read. So I told you I read like 3 a month.
I love that.
But I just reread this book, and I know it's not all like a girly girl book, but if you are really trying to grow your business, and this is not a plug, well, I'm just going to share the book. It's not a plug for him, but you know what I mean.
Yes, of course.
Developing the leader within you. If you have a business, or you're trying to just elevate to the next level in your job or whatever it is you're trying to, this is a really good book. So this is my second time reading it, because I read it so long ago, and so I went back to revisit it because of a class that I'm taking, and it's some good stuff in that book. So right now that's on my top.
Okay.
That's on my top. But I have many of them that I can't name. But I read a lot of finance books too, because I love finance books, as you mentioned. And the latest one I read was called Money Chat by Dorothea Kelly.
Okay.
And that was a really good one too. So yeah, I know it's not all like, girl, she ain't reading no girly stuff, but I just like development books.
Okay, I just, again, whatever you like to read, and we have to be those continued learners. Even after you're done with school, you got all your accolades and all that good stuff. You still have to continue to learn and continue to have that brain moving, and
Absolutely.
that's what's going to keep you sharp.
Absolutely.
My mother, she does crossword puzzles, and she is always on, learning different things, learning how to be. She's phenomenal in the kitchen, bake, doing different things, and
keeping your mind sharp.
Her mind is so sharp,
Yeah,
so sharp. And you were mentioning even working out.
Yes.
Working out definitely does put you in that, that positive, vibe. I mean, and it's proven, because
right.
it does ignite those good mood hormones in the body, the dopamine and the endorphins and all that stuff. So when you work out, you feel more creative.
Absolutely.
It's almost euphoric, right?
Exactly. It is. That's a good word.
Accomplished. I mean, that's how I feel. If I don't work out, I'm like,
right. No, you are absolutely right.
Yeah. So what is some words of wisdom, some words of encouragement that you can provide some of the the women that are watching the show, even the men out there? I'm not going to exclude the men, because some of the men just really need to hear this, because they need to hear about some of the women and what we're doing out there, and also learn, my husband, he is very special. He knows how to deal with someone that is at this particular caliber, right?
Right.
It can be a little much. As
right.
Girl, Powerhouse,
well, listen, I totally get it. I know my guy probably feels the same way, so I get it. But sometimes it takes a special person to deal with people who have bigger personalities. Yes. But two things come to mind, and it's two things that my dad said to me, and I know these are going to sound pretty basic, but from the time I was 5 years old, my dad had probably said this. If there's 365 days in a year, he probably said it almost 200. Okay. Throughout my life. And so the one thing is, no matter what the situation is, no matter what you're dealing with, the main thing is don't panic. Because when you don't panic, you can think with a level head and you can make the right decision. When you panic, you start to make your decisions out of fear. So the main thing is don't panic. Let's think about this. Let's think it out. And the second thing is that he's always said to me is don't worry about revenge. The best way to get back at somebody is to live well, to live your best life. Because when a person is on the outside looking in, thinking that they did you in and you keep it moving, that will bother them more than anything. But you stay focused on your life and living your best life and to keep the train on the track. So those are, I know they are pretty basic, but for me, those are two things that have helped me throughout my entire life to just stay focused.
And sometimes you got to go back to the basics.
Yep.
I think we complicate things a little too much. So, so I just want to thank you so much, Keila, for coming in
Thank
and just being
you.
on Girl Powerhouse. You really are definitely a girl powerhouse out there. Continue to just shine and
Thank
rock and
you.
roll out there, showing up, showing out, and doing amazing things. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. Now,
Thank
Keila,
you.
if anyone wants to, reach out to you, can you give them just the information on how they can get in touch with you if they want to maybe work
Yes.
with you or you can get on your show?
Yeah, so they can come and check us out at All the Way There podcast. We are live on Sundays, 4:30 Eastern time, Eastern Standard Time. We go live, or you can just we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, any main podcast stream, and just come on over and gather with us. We would love to have you as a guest.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, everybody,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for joining us today. Definitely connect with Keila and check out All the Way There podcast.
Thank
So
you
we
so
will see
much.
y'all next time. Thanks so much for joining us. And again, if you have not downloaded Mupo TV, go to your iOS or your Android device and you are going to download Mupo Entertainment. You'll go to the Mupo TV channel to see all of the episodes and many, many more. And you can also go to mupoentertainment.com. Thank you so much. And
Thank
we will see you
you.
next time. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.